Happy Friday. So we're about to start our Kettlebell Sport introduction. I will start the Instagram also. Okay. Okay, Instagram is live. Awesome. Let's do it. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Exciting class. So that will be our first step into Kettlebell Sport. There's 3 exercises: long cycle, jerk, and snatch. And I think the long cycle is the best way to start because it includes phases of all other exercises. So obviously jerk is the part of a long cycle, and then when you're comfortable with the cleans portion, that actually gives you a good understanding what will be the snatch is about. And actually clean is a little bit easier than snatch. It's shorter, so a bit easier to figure out the grip change situation, how we swing, how we do the handle insertion. So long cycle introduction. Can you hear me well, guys? Just can you see me? If you can maybe give any signs, I'll appreciate it. Yeah, I'll try to pay attention to comments. If you'll have any questions, awesome. Yeah, sweet. So I'll try to respond. So it all takes us about 45 minutes, 1 hour. We'll need light kettlebells. For girls, I would recommend 8 kilogram, 2 kettlebells. For guys, 12, 16, not heavier than 16s for sure. The very first thing to do is to do a bit of a warm-up. In Kettlebell Sport, it's important to stay loose, flexible, soft, and warm. Flexibility is a big part of a success, as important as the strength and endurance. So we for sure want all of our joints be ready. So let's do it. I want to share with you my favorite everyday warm-up routine. So we'll start from the wrists and lock the fingers. Wrist rotations. About 5-10 repetitions. Nice and easy. When you do the rotation movement, you hit the joint from the inside. It's also possible to rub it. So you will hit it from the outside also. And after rotations, we can stretch it. Now let's move onto elbows. You straight your arms, attach the fists, and let the spin the wheel. See, full rotation. Take it slow. When you do the rotation, make sure that your fists stay together. See? Nice and slow, and if it's comfortable, you can increase the speed, and you also go about 5-10 repetitions one way. Spin it, feel the momentum, and about 5-10 reps other direction. That's a well loss. And again, it's good to rub it from the outside, and actually, especially for Kettlebell Sport, since there are lots of momentum going on, it's good to give extra attention to the biceps connection. To forearm connection, I can rub it, triceps. Same story with the other arm. Okay, that's our elbows. Shoulders. You can start with the bent arms. And when you do the shoulder rotations, you can also engage your trapezius and you can rise shoulders up, so you will feel even more engagement. You go forward. You go backward. Now, first Kettlebell Sport thing. Let's check on our elbow lockouts. So you raise your hands up, you can grab your thumb or wrist and try the best elbow lockout you can. Ideally, I want to have this angle inwards in your elbows. Awesome. Also, when you do that, you try to engage your abs and trapezius and keep the low back as flat as possible. It's not good when you lose the pelvis and it's kind of twist back. So keep abdominals engaged and glutes, so it will be, well, as close to the straight line as possible, your top fixation. And from here, straight arm rotations. Also, let some momentum going and flow. Breathe. And backwards. Okay, so you can mean that you guys cannot see my feet, but well, it's not the point yet. Okay, I'll stay a little bit further away. Okay, we'll work on our shoulders. Now let's move to our back. First, actually we can do like that. Hands on the pelvis. Move to the side. Side. Now let's try to do a pelvis rotation, not the shoulder rotations, pelvis rotations. If difficult, you can start with moving your pelvis to the right, and then forward, and then left, and then back. Right, forward, left, back. Right, forward, left, back, and connect. Connect the dots. That will be our low back. That will be our pelvis cups. About 5-10 reps one direction. 5-10 reps another direction. Let me give you a bit of a side view. Lots of drive from the hips and the pelvis when you do a long cycle. Really wants to be comfortable and warm here. Now, let's do a bit of an upper back. So now we do a shoulder rotations. Arms can be crossed on the chest. And here I don't need to keep the posture. I don't need to keep my back straight. I actually want to stretch my shoulder blades apart and feel this nice stretch in between shoulder blades, mid back. Okay, now move to our legs, knees. So with knees, we can first rub the kneecaps, all around kneecaps, outside, below, inside, above. And now we are holding it and driving them in. And it goes to our knees and ankles. And now pull it apart. About 5-10 reps. So, and finally, let's try to reach the floor. Straight legs. Well, if you cannot reach the floor, slide on your legs. At least, get to your knees. If you're able to make to your knees, so go to low legs. Well, maybe you'll make it to your ankles. You can also add the front pelvis, motion left and right. Try to loosen up the best you can. Keep breathing. If you can reach your toes, that's awesome. Floor is excellent. Try to walk my hands left and right. And now, with your hands on the ground or hands on your low legs, Let's go to the full squat. Full squat. Heels on the floor. Take it slow here, breathe. Arms and shoulders. Try to squeeze them between your knees. Try to go as close to the floor as possible by your elbows. It's your low back stretch. From this position, let's go on our knees. Stretch quads. And a bit of a back stretch. Awesome. So, see, we went through all of the joints, wrists, elbows, shoulders, low back, upper back, pelvis cups, knees, ankles. So, if nothing scary or uncomfortable happens, means that all good and we're ready to proceed to the next step. For kettlebell sport, it's very important the shoulders mobility. It's important to demonstrate not only straight arms, but also arms very close to each other and shoulders settle. And some work needs to be done with it. If you're flexible enough, you can do it easily, that's great. But even myself at the beginning had the troubles with that. And stick rotations was very helpful. Just also demonstrate you how it works. And I do it not only to improve my mobility, but also just to maintain it and warm up my shoulders. I do it every training session, so grip can be comfortable, wide enough. Very important to keep arms straight, elbows locked. Raise it, and then nice and slow, lower it behind you. Arms must be straight and at all times. Can add some shoulder rotations, but arms straight. 5-10 reps. Same story with the glutes and abdominals. Glutes contracted, abdominals contracted. One line of your body from the side. How about side rotations? So now we'll be spinning the stick around us. It's always attached to our pelvis. Go to the side, arms straight. You dive under one arm, stick, and on the low back. I'm moving to left side now. About 5 rotations. And now let's switch. Final one also can be as emergency recovery for your pump forearms. If you're doing lots of snatches or long cycles, so you grab the stick, reverse grip, go slow, lift it over your head, and then lower it in front of you. As harder you will squeeze the stick, as more twist you will feel in your forearm, so adjust it on your comfort. Don't go too hard yet. Same story about elbows. Elbows locked, arms straight. When you work out in the gym, you can do back extensions, pull downs, or pull ups. When you work out at home, we can manage it with a stick and a couple kettlebells. Let's do a few good mornings. Stick for better posture. Let's do 10. Legs can be slightly bent, but important to keep the back straight, chin up. Stand on your heels. 10. Awesome. Let me double check on chats. Is there any questions going? What do you think? Awesome. Okay, so far so good. Squats. Can do it with a stick for better posture or with hands over the head. Nice and slow, excellent. By the book quality, go deep on your heels, visible stop at the bottom. Feel confident, feel your quads, and up. Nice and slow, feel the bottom, stop there, not moving anywhere, not falling forward or backward. Feel very stable, back straight. The width of your stand can be more or less wide as you lift kettlebells. So a little bit wider than shoulders width. Nice and slow, confident bottom. Okay, almost there. Let's just do a bit of arms. Push-ups. Push-ups will do a kettlebell sport style, which means narrow grip, complete elbow lockout at the top, because that's how we want to hold kettlebells over the head. 5-10 reps. Feel comfortable at the top. Complete the elbow lockout. Can settle the shoulders. Feel stable here. Feel like you can breathe. Top should be the rest position for you. When you're able to lock your elbows, you can rest your triceps. Excellent. Sweat a little. Exactly what we need. So went through all of the body, not only checked on the mobility, endurance, but also activated back, quads, chest, arms. So whole body is ready to go. Yeah, it took us about 15 minutes. So as I said, light kettlebells, 8 for girls, 12 for guys, not heavier than 16s. And before we'll start to explore, let me demonstrate what we want to have at the end of our class. So I'll give you just a 10 reps of our long cycle. You'll see how this whole thing looks together. And then nice and easy, step by step, we'll go with 1 kettlebell first and then with 2 kettlebells. If some of you never ever done kettlebell sport, so that will be perfect. Light kettlebells, step by step. If some of you guys are kettlebell lifters, you know how long cycle works. Well, I think it still will be interesting for you to go with me step by step, because I'll be pointing also some advanced tips about insertion, about the rack position. It might be useful for you. I mean, I'm teaching these classes and I'm discovering new things myself all the time. Doesn't matter, it's a third decade in the sport, so let's do it. Let me give you a side view. kettlebell slide feels so good, like a jogging. No one wants to stop. I'll make sure that everyone walks in. Well, for explanation, I also grab a lighter kettlebell. We'll do 12. First part is a swing. Kettlebell swing, kettlebell sport swing. It's a slight different from, well, we can call it a fitness swing. Because we want to avoid a vertical trajectory. We don't want bell falling down and go up. We want to draw a pendulum. And it requires slightly different legs work. So instead of doing swing with a one deep drop and pick, in kettlebell sport we want to bend our legs at the middle point and then straight our legs for the backswing. And then when we swing forward, we bend our legs at the middle point, we straight them again when we pull. Let's start first with just a backswing portion. And right away, to take advantage of momentum, you see I place kettlebell ahead of me, shouldn't be between legs, because this way it will be difficult to build up the pendulum and swing. So it's ahead of me, roughly another kettlebell between the bell I'm lifting and my toes. Straight back to start. We do one kettlebell. So we do the back swing only. So we're practicing the takeoff position. And at that point of the back swing. So what's important here is to not lose the posture. Your back is straight. Then arm should be completely attached to your torso. You see, it shouldn't be any room between my arm and my torso. I'm kind of pushing elbow against my stomach. It's here, and then my wrist, my forearm, also on the hip. Complete connection. Well, the kettlebell in this position behind my quads. So that's important. So don't bend your back. Keep it straight. Arm attached, and don't go too low or too deep. Kettlebell should just barely fit between your legs. It's right under your pelvis. You don't want your elbow be on the level of your pelvis, because actually that will be the cause for you to bend your back. So yeah, and kettlebell itself, it shouldn't be on the level of your shanks. Kettlebell should be right on the level of your knee, which means that the handle will be even higher, which means that your wrist will be right on the level of the pelvis. So let's do 5 repetitions right arm, 5 repetitions left arm. Backswing only. Second arm can imitate the movement of the first arm. You're on your heels when you're on the backswing. When you're done, switch. Well, there is no momentum yet here, because we do only half. And again, the point is use your quads and really push your knees and straighten your arms, straighten your legs at the end and at that point of the backswing. That's the whole purpose of this first exercise. Next step. Let's do swing back and swing forward. And for this second exercise, for the second step, we don't need to put the kettlebell on the ground every time. So once we'll pick it up, we'll do 5 swings by the right and 5 swings by the left. First, let me demonstrate the legs work and the whole balance situation. So I will pick it up. So let me explain what's happening. When we get to the deadline of the backswing and we start the swing forward, torso and the arm moving together. Arm shouldn't go ahead of the torso. So we go all together, and I don't want to say you're pushing your arm hard by your pelvis, but you definitely move together. There's definitely a drive from the hip where you're squeezing your glutes. You're moving your pelvis forward, and when your pelvis reach the most front position, if it's possible, the work is not done for your arm yet. Arm should keep going, and we want to make some room, some space between the arm and the pelvis. We'll need it later for accelerating pull to complete the clean. So I would say about halfway, arm and the torso going together, but then the rest, arm going on its own. But we maintain pelvis ahead, and actually through the kettlebell going forward, it's harder. We're leaning back and shifting weight on our heels. That's the beginning of a counterbalance that we'll need to complete the accelerating. So as far kettlebell go forward, as harder you lean against it. Let's do 5 reps per side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. No tension in arm at all. No biceps work, no shoulder work, just a row. Arm straight all the time. We're just following the momentum. That's the very important part. It's not the time yet to engage the arm muscles and pull kettlebell. We must complete a nice and wide swing. Next step, pull. We'll not do the whole clean yet. We'll do swing and pull. Because especially if some of you have some experience of kettlebell sport, there's a very different way we are holding kettlebell in the rep or on the chest. You can say, so if during the swing, our kettlebell is below our hand, then when we're in the rack position, I'm not holding handle at all. It's hanging across the thumb to under. My palm and fingers are relaxed. If you will be, and you see handle going at a 45-degree down from the thumb. This way, my wrist is neutral, forearms relax. If I will be holding kettlebell like that, it will be pulling my forearms. Forearms will get tired, and also there will be lots of twist from the clean to the swing of a handle in your hand, and that's how you will lose your skin from your palms very quickly. As heavier kettlebell, as faster you will go with a bad insertion, as sooner you will lose all of your skin from your palms. So we need a deep enough hand insertion. And again, to succeed, we need to do a right accelerating pull. So what we'll do is we'll swing and pull. And when I pull, I let the kettlebell go. That's a balance exercise. See, I'm not flipping the kettlebell. The bottom is still at the bottom and handle is at the top. When you swing and pull, you don't want the bottom flip up. So keep it balanced. So here, after the pull, you want to lose the weight of kettlebell. It should get weightless. You're not holding it at all. I don't mean you to remove your hand from the handle at all, but you release the fingers. Because that will be exactly what you will do for hand insertion later. Because next step will be that after pull, I will just slide my hand inside of the handle window. We'll get the handle insertion done and we'll get to the rack. So let's practice that. Let's practice now swing, pull, and hand insertion. What's important, most important thing is go light. I recommended 8 kilograms for guys, 12 kilograms, 8 kilograms for girls, 12 kilograms for guys. If too heavy, that's okay. That's not the moment to be aggressive or ambitious. Go light. So kettlebell shouldn't feel scary or heavy. Go light. So you'll be practice the right trajectory. And then to get this hand insertion right, it's important to understand where you're pulling this kettlebell. And usually guys have problems with the hand insertion and with rack position when they pull kettlebell too close to their torso and they just running out of space. It's just not enough room to insert the hand, and elbows end up being outside, and kettlebell kind of hand stuck halfway. So you want to first swing it wide enough, and second, you want to pull it not towards your shoulders, but up. I would say 1 or 1.5 feet away from your chest. Up. Kettlebell should be here, so you will have enough room to slide your hand in, get insertion done, and still your elbow will be ahead of your stomach, so you will get to the good rack position. You see, I swing, I pull it here. Insertion. You can practice about 5 repetitions each side. Also, what's important is when I do this hand insertion, my elbow facing down and kettlebell is still below my forearm. And that's what prevents your forearms from bruising. Because if you'll be rushing with the pull and completing the rack position, you'll be flipping this kettlebell. So be slamming on your forearm, and no any wristbands will protect you. Really, it's just an impact of a weight. So just keep it below your forearm, at least for the first steps. Insertion is done. See, elbow is below the forearm. And then I just will release the shoulder and drop this elbow on my pelvis. And well, when we're lifting, we don't need to stop kettlebell here. I'm trying to give you a slow motion to explain and understand, but yes, please don't try to stop kettlebell here. It's just unnecessary shoulder work. It's in the real time, it's kind of a flow, non-stop flow when you get insertion, but it's going first. And as soon as insertion done, elbow falling on your stomach. So that's how it will look like. So just a nice wide swing and elbow landing on the stomach. So yeah, I'm not worried about kettlebell touching my shoulder, just not yet. There's no rush with it. You don't need to complete the right position in just one move. Hand insertion and elbow is important. When the elbow is standing, you will just pull kettlebell around the forearm and will attach it to your shoulder, and here you go. You have a nice rack position. Elbow landed. Legs can be slightly bent when you're receiving the elbow, when elbow is landing. And then you can straighten your leg, attach kettlebell to your shoulder. That will be a rack position. Now, speaking of the rack position, that's probably might be the most important question for people who never done kettlebell sport. What's going on with our back? Is it safe? Why I'm arching my back while I'm lifting weights? So it's totally safe to lift kettlebells this way, even heavy kettlebells. So I'm lifting 70-pound kettlebells for 20 years, and well, at least up till now, I'm feeling great and never had any issues with my back. But the reason why it works is because I'm resting my elbow on the pelvis. So again, let's talk about the weightlifting. And the movement itself, clean and jerk, you can see similarities with Olympic weightlifting, the way guys lifting a barbell, the swing, they pull barbell, they do a jerk from the chest. But when it's a barbell, it's a one piece. And this bar is resting on our chest. Our chest is way above the backbone. So basically anything below the bar must be engaged and straight. So that's why Olympic weightlifters talking about squats barbell on the back, same story, it's above the backbone. Back is always straight, we're protecting it because it carries the weight which is on top of it. But with kettlebells, it's a different situation. It's two separate weights, two balls, and actually that's quite uncomfortable to even hold them on the chest, even if I will try. So let's say I'll stand with kettlebells like that. Considering the fact that we need to lift like that for 10 minutes and 100 reps, shoulders just will get tired. They will not handle to stay so long. To rest them here between the trapezius also, it's not a stable position. It's a round ball, it's just going all over the place. It's just not comfortable. And what kettlebell sport athletes came up with is that they say, hey, there's a benefit to the fact that it's just two separate tools, two balls, because now we can just lower the shoulders and we can reach the pelvis. And weight is not as heavy, it's not hundreds of pounds. Well, when it's 232 kilo kettlebells, it's 140 pounds, but it's still nothing compared to Olympic weightlifting. So very lightweight. So I release my shoulder, I reach my pelvis, elbows standing on it, and when it's so, then the weight of kettlebell get distributed from the wrist to elbow and to pelvis, which is below the backbone, and that's why I don't afraid of relaxing it, because there is no weight on it. But it's important to keep the right posture. So again, when you're in the right position, first do not lean back. Don't rest kettlebell on your chest. If you rest kettlebell on your chest, well, you're loading your low back. So try to stand as upright as possible. Then stuck your elbow on the stomach or on the pelvis. And you will don't feel any pressure on your back. Also, you will feel comfortable to breathe this way. There will be no tension in your chest. So stand upright, concentrate. Well, if we're talking about every single point, so most of the weight of kettlebell you feel in the handle, not the ball pressing on your forearm, but the handle pressing on your wrist, and this way the elbow is more loaded. Let's do 5 cleans. Switch. Okay, we just did cleans. With 2 kettlebells, phases are the same. It's just the challenge goes to flexibility, because now you need to be flexible enough in your shoulders to place both elbows on your stomach. And actually, you probably, especially guys who are familiar with kettlebell sport, notice that I'm not lifting a belt. I have it. But for this first intro class and for first steps, it's not a mandatory tool. You can use it, you cannot, but actually what it do is it gives a bit more comfort for your elbows. So with the belt, your elbows will not slide off the shirt. Well, it's a matter of your mobility. If your mobility is great, if you're able to stack your elbows on the stomach, well, you might not need a belt. But if you have issues with placing your elbows on the stomach or pelvis and they intended to slide, so belt can really help you to solve this problem. And you see, I'm wearing it quite low on the pelvis, so when I will be in the rack, this upper edge of a belt will be below the elbow. So it gives a bit better rest. Well, plus will give some support to your lobe as well. So if we'll do 2 kettlebells, we can go through 5 backswings first. Same exercises we did with 1. You see, with 2 kettlebells, it's also we need to stand a little bit wider to fit both belts between your legs. And again, the best spot for 2 kettlebells to move between your legs is the level of your knees. Don't go too low, don't go too high. So bodies of kettlebells right between the knees, because that's actually the widest spot. Shake your arms, shake your legs, still stay loose. Let's do 5 full swings. Backswing and swing forward, and we bend our legs twice. On the way back and on the way forward. And as far kettlebell moves forward, as harder you counterbalance it. Back straight. Cleans done. Now we'll swing and pull. Let's only give you a side view. Bottom stays at the bottom. Stick is helpful between sets. If you're resting, grab it. A couple of rotations. Release tensions. Tension from your arms, from your shoulders. Now let's swing and pull. You get a really good sense of it. Swing and pull. What's helpful to maintain the balance of kettlebell, if you will be holding, place your hand with the pinky at the closest corner. When pinky here at the closest corner, it's easier for you to maintain its vertical position. Now let's do hand insertion and elbows landing. We'll swing it, hand insertion, elbows landed on the stomach. 5 reps. You see, I'm not rushing to lock the handles. I'm trying to direct and keep my forearms vertical. Forearms basically the line, the axle of the forearm is the direction of the force. And so if you want elbows landed on the stomach, well, once this force go down, so forearms should be vertical, shouldn't be inclined, because this way they'll be sliding out. Well, and lastly, attach kettlebells to your shoulders, straight your legs, and get the right position. Was a question about the belt. Well, when you do sport, you also show up on competitions, the requirements for belt. When you're working out in the gym on your own, you can use any belt, but I would recommend an Olympic weightlifting belt or the Kettlebell Sport lifting belts. It should be not taller than 6 centimeters in front and not taller than 12 centimeters on the back. So that's the requirements of the belt. Shouldn't be too massive in front. Shouldn't be thicker than 1 centimeter. Let's do 5 full cleans. In the rack, legs straight, knees low, elbows on the stomach, back swing, legs straight. Okay. Rotations. That is the first part of a long cycle, cleans. This is a very good exercise on its own. I'm quite often do it after the long cycle. It's just the exercise in the way to improve the precision of my grip of the cage, of the hand insertion, of the rack position. It's also a great tune-up of your back muscles, of your glutes, your legs. It's not as difficult as a long cycle because you don't need to lift kettlebell over your head. In long cycles world, there's a saying that if you can clean, then you win a rep. The jerk part is less challenging for long cyclists compared to cleans, because during the cleans you might deal with the issues of grip fatigue, simply lack of power, because that's the most physical part too. That's where you feel most of the weight of kettlebells. When you're in the rack, then it's a legs work. So let's go to the final part, to the jerk, and we'll have the whole long cycle completed together. So from here, from the rack position, one of the most important things is to keep elbow on the pelvis. Next thing we'll do, let's call the first dip. We slightly bend our legs, but I keep my torso upright. I still hold my elbow on the pelvis. It's still standing there. I still feel the weight of kettlebell on my pelvis. I push it. I push the elbow, which means that I push the handle and kettlebell forward. That's called a bump. And it goes as high as the shoulder level. When your elbow passes the shoulder level, it's time for you to do what's called a second dip. Squat under kettlebell. Straight your left, straight your arm. Balance kettlebell over your head, and then straight your leg and get the top fixation. First dip, bump and second dip, top fixation. Switch sides, elbow resting on the pelvis, shoulder is low, so I can talk, I can breathe. First dip. Should feel nice stretch in your low back, not a tension. When you go to the first dip, you shouldn't lean back. Pull shoulders forward, elbows on the pelvis, push the elbow. Not the ball by your shoulder, but you're pushing the elbow. And since it's a ending of the different endings of the same bone, so as hard you push the elbow, as more the wrist will push the handle, and then the body of kettlebell will follow. And that's important, so it will not bounce on your forearm. When you push the ball, so you might lose the hand insertion at the top, so you'll have a whole sort of issues with the holding kettlebell. So don't think about ball. You're dealing with a handle only. Press is the worst mistake you can have in jerk, because and you'll start to multiply and go for time. Now you'll get 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 reps. Your shoulders, your triceps will give up. They will not handle so many repetitions even with wide kettlebells. So you want to use your legs. So make sure you kick it strong enough bump, quick enough under squat, so you'll have enough time and room to stitch your straight arm underneath the kettlebell. And then finish the work with your legs. You see on the chart. You see the question, how old I am? I just turned 39. yesterday, actually. Just try to see, is there any questions about technique? And we here have quite a brief intro of a Kettlebell Sport long cycle. Of course, through all these details, I can talk even longer, but I don't think that even it's necessary when it's just a first step and first try. I think when we'll go through this class, I will be happy to hear your feedback. Guys, comment under the videos, reach out to me directly to Instagram, see what you want to hear more about, like which particular phase, what you want to pay attention more, and the future classes will be organized maybe a bit more specific. But right now we're just gliding through the exercise, and we actually just did a one-arm jerk. Let's try to do it with 2 kettlebells, and we'll be pretty much done today. Again, the challenge of one-arm jerk versus double jerk is mobility. So we need to be flexible enough and loose enough in our shoulders and be able to pull elbows close enough so they'll be resting on our pelvis. As long as you can do that, if you can rest both elbows on your stomach, you're good. Well, you're good with the right position. Next important part to be comfortable with is the top fixation, and it should be also a good enough shoulder mobility to be able to straighten your arms, keep them close to each other, basically touching your head, shoulders settle, demonstrate a nice top fixation. It's not good when arms are bent, not long, and belts too wide, so it will be tiring your arms a lot. It should be like a sticks, like a pole. Elbows locked, arms straight, and weight goes through your frame. It's not on muscles. Well, a couple safety tips about the rack position is also related to hand situation. And this type of hand insertion, when the handle hanging from the thumb down to under the palm, it's also a safety tip, because if you'll be engaging all 5 fingers with 2 belts, you have a risk to bounce your nail. So it'll be not comfortable exactly to organize these 2 kettlebells. But when insertion is deep enough, you can actually overlap handles, and they will hold each other. It will be a more stable rack position. You can even grab the other handle, the other kettlebell. So that's what's called a handle lock. So if you need to stay a bit longer in the rack. Some lifters, usually it's a heavier weights, athletes tall and heavy, they're comfortable to keep kettlebells totally apart or just leveled, but it's less usual. Most of the kettlebell lifters, they do overlapping when one handle is resting on another. So no press, strong bump, quick under squat, enough room for your straight arms. Under squat should be a solid position. When your heels on the ground, you're not going anywhere, forward, backward, balanced. Straight your legs, that's top fixation. Let me give you a side view. When you're in under squat, your abdominals can be stretched, but when you straighten your legs and get to the top fixation, it's good to keep abdominals engaged, glutes engaged, and have a straight line as possible all along through your body from the pelvis to your heels. It's not good when your pelvis is too far behind, so abdominals engaged. All right, that was jerk. It's kind of an old school name of a long cycle, clean and jerk, because it's literally these two exercises connected together. First you clean into the rack, can take a couple breaths, and then you go for the jerk, get bells over your head, then you drop to the rack again, reset, and so far and so forth. You just multiply it. Clean, step up number one, no need to rush for the jerk. Checkpoint, elbows on the pelvis, legs straight, insertion is comfortable. When you're ready, you go. Jerk, drop. It's okay to have a complete stop in the rack before the re-clean. Again, you can just catch your breath, organize your plan for next move. Let's do 5 reps of long cycle. Only the way for you to be able to follow a Kettlebell Sport programming with all these long sets, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, eventually 10 minutes with particular amount of repetitions every minute, you'll be able to perform only with a correct technique, only when your elbows are resting in the rack and when it's no press and it's a good toe fixation. So technique is number first priority, and that's our class. First class looks exactly like that. Short sets, 5 reps to perfect and get understanding of all of these phases. How we swing the kettlebell, how the hand insertion looks like, how the rack position looks like, how the toe fixation looks like. And if that's your very first steps, you can watch this video again, and you totally can spend, at least next 3, 4 workouts, it depends, just practicing that, short sets, same phases, swing, swing and pull, clean, jerk, clean and jerk together with one kettlebell, with 2 kettlebell, to just get really comfortable with all these phases, make sure it works. And when it works, then it will be time to extend the volume of the workouts and do more reps in one set. 10 reps, 15 reps, and then start doing the time. But that's all for now with kettlebells. Let's do a little bit of a cool down, a little bit of a stretching. If some of you guys will follow me, because cool down is as important as the warm up. We'll do the basic routine. So what you do is you make one step forward, shift the weight on the left leg, other leg is straight and behind, straight arms, raise it over your head, stretch out, look on the ceiling. Just switch, right leg forward, shift pelvis forward, this leg is vertical, this leg is supportive, straight and behind you, straight arms, look on the ceiling, balance yourself, nice stretch all across your chest. Let's repeat it one more time. Now, wide stand, one arm straight, and you reach, if it's a left arm, you reach to the right as far as you can, try to keep it straight. 5 reps, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now let's do 2 reps switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Shake your arms. One step, hands on the pelvis. And now let's stop the right toe, the middle, left, and up. Right, middle, left, up. Right, middle, left, up. Right, middle, left, up. Switch direction, left, middle, right, up. Left, middle, right, up, and last. Left, middle, right, up. Okay. Forward. Squat, leg behind is straight. You can place your hands on the floor, place your shoulder next to your knee. Go back to upright torso position. Switch. Shoulder next to your knee. Deep breath, intake through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Intake through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Shake your arms. Shake your legs. Even it seems like it's such a light kettlebells and very few reps, but because it's a new movement and you're paying attention to small details, it feels like a pretty good workout. So thank you so much. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me for this class. Please write your comments about it. We'll be happy to go through it. If you have any questions, and hope to see you soon. Bye.